Hello, TA 150 Dramatic Literature and Script Analysis students. Welcome. My name is Michael Muffson, for those of you who don't know me, and I have the pleasure and the privilege of guiding you through this course this semester. This is the orientation video that's going to give you all the essential information about the course and also about navigating through the Canvas structure and how this course is structured in Canvas. I hope it's going to give you everything you need to know, as well as a little inspiration to do great work in this class, because this class is designed for theater makers, for those of us who are involved in making theater and what we need to do when we get that script in our hands, whether we're actors, designers, or directors, or even stage managers, or even if you're going to be on the running crew for the show. You want to get that script in your hand and you want to learn everything there is to know about the script. And this class is going to give you a whole set of tools for breaking down the scripts and then analyzing them and then synthesizing all that information into something useful, a useful form of communication. So our objectives in this class. Our work as theater makers most often begins with a script. If we are to bring that script to life in a compelling and meaningful way for the audience, we must dive into it with curiosity and the discipline of craft. If we are to bring truth to life, we must internalize every little detail just as we do organically in our own lives. If we are to create surprising and compelling human behavior, we must pursue the treasure hunt for the gems and the veins of inspiration hidden within the playwright's text. If we are to design compelling worlds on stage, we must have a thorough knowledge of the physical and sensual elements of that world. If we are to create artistically meaningful work, we must seek the patterns and the connections that make the whole greater than the sum of its parts. I hope that you will learn to love reading plays and the process of digging into them to uncover all the mysteries that they conceal. In more concrete terms, the student learning outcomes for this class are: 1. To compile a thorough and specific listing of all the relevant facts, elements, and patterns in a script that are the seeds to making truthful, compelling, and meaningful theater. And 2, to creatively synthesize the relevant facts, elements, and patterns of the script into an expression of the play's meaning. What do you need for this class? First of all, there's a textbook for the class. The textbook is called Activated Script Analysis. It's the first edition by Elizabeth Horn. Just came out. It's a really great student-oriented, user-friendly book. It's also got tips for teachers in it. And you have several options for purchasing it or renting it or getting an e-version of it, all through Amazon.com. If you cannot afford to purchase the book or delayed while waiting for financial aid, please contact me and we'll make some accommodations for you. In addition to reading the textbook, we're going to be reading 4 plays over the course of the semester, and we are going to apply the analysis techniques in the book to these 4 plays. Now, Elizabeth Horn is already giving you examples in the book using plays that she's chosen. So I have provided some synopses for the plays that she's chosen to when she's giving you examples in the book, but we are going to read 4 other plays. The 4 plays that we're going to read will be The Seagull by Anton Chekhov, Angels in America Part 1 by Tony Kushner, Destiny of Desire, a telenovela for the stage by Karen Zacharias, and Pipeline by Dominique Morisseau. So you'll need to get your hands on the textbook. I've provided scripts, PDF versions of all those scripts, so all you need to get is the textbook for the class. Now, here's how the class is organized. There are 6 modules. Module 1 is the first chapter of the textbook. Is basically an introduction, and Module 1 is only 1 week long, so you're going to want to just get that done right off the bat. In Module 1, You're going to watch the welcome video on Canvas. That's what you're doing right now. The first assignment is to introduce yourself to the community. You will have instructions on that later. You're going to read chapter 1. Every single chapter has what she calls reflection connection, what I call connection, reflection, action. We're using some different terminology, but you'll get the gist of it. And then there's a study guide for chapter 1, which goes over the theory and the technique behind the book. All the other modules after module 1, you have about 3 weeks to complete. So, module 2, you will read chapter 2 of the textbook. You'll do your reflection, connection, action, all that in the first couple days. Get that done off the bat. Those are creative, kind of fun self-exploration exercises. Then you're going to read the rest of chapter 2. Then you're going to read The Seagull by Anton Chekhov. The author has provided these great templates for you to apply the process, the technique that she's teaching you in the book to the plays. So you're going to fill out the template. Chapter 1, chapter 2 here focuses on given circumstances. So you're going to fill out the given circumstances template. You'll submit it online. And then every single module will end with a synthesis project where you are going to take all the information that you gathered into your template and you're going to turn it into something. And there are 4 different formats that you can use for those synthesis projects. There's a written analysis. You can also do an audio-video recording that will follow the same content as the written analysis, but you can speak it. You can video record if writing and typing is a struggle for you. You can create a multimedia presentation. Oh, I'm missing one here. And there's also a performative option for every single module. So for the synthesis projects, you've got those 4 options. I want to really encourage you to choose some different options throughout the semester so that you're trying out some of these different ways of synthesizing the information from the templates. And then the final project, so you're going to do that for chapter 2 is going to focus on analyzing the given circumstances. Chapter 3 and module 3 is going to focus on character, analyzing all the information for one character in the play, and that'll be Angels in America. Module 4 is going to focus on the setting or the scenography, all the elements that make up the physical world as well as the socio-political world of the play. And module 5 is the structural analysis. How is the play structured so that it unfolds in a particular way to create a particular experience for the audience? And then chapter 6 is just a guide into our final project in which you are going to choose a play. You can choose one of the plays that we've already done one analysis of, or you can choose a new play if there's something that you're excited to dig into. And we're going to perform all 3 different kinds, all four different types of analysis. Are there 4? Yeah, there's 4. All 4 types of analyses on that one play and create a synthesis project for that play. So there it is. That's the overview, the structure, the textbooks that you need. And so now let's just talk a little bit about how to navigate through the course. So when you first arrive, when you open the course in Canvas, you're going to arrive to this page, which I call the Hub. See, it even says here, Welcome TA150 Hub. But the main page that you're going to use to navigate through is the modules. So if you get to this page, you can either click on modules right here or over here in the navigation to the left, and that will take you to the modules page. And you can see that the modules are laid out here in a very organized fashion. there's module 00, which is very similar to this overview, and you can go through it, or you can kind of skip it if you're watching this whole long video I'm making, but you might want to go through it because in addition to the information I'm giving you, there's also going to be some stuff about Canvas, student support resources, tech support, various kinds of things. Useful just to click through that. Here's module 1. Every module will begin with an overview, which will talk you through all the steps of the module and probably include an orientation video from me. So here is module 1. Notice the due dates. Let's zoom in. The due dates. Here we go, zooming in. The due dates are right there on each assignment. Now, this is very important. I've designed the due dates to give you maximum flexibility. That means that all the assignments for a module are due at the end of week 3, on the Friday of week 3 of that module. And then Saturday and Sunday is time to go into the other people's posts and do your reading and commenting on other people. However, I really encourage you to organize your time a little bit differently so that you can spread it out across the 3 weeks. Don't procrastinate at all to the last minute. Some of this is very time intensive, and reading plays, and you're going to read the play more than one time if you want to get the most out of it. So don't procrastinate till the end of the module and try to get it all done. Spread it out. And I do have suggested due dates for each assignment. So that would spread them out if you follow the suggested due dates, but ultimately the deadline to turn them in is according to these dates right here. So each module is set up the same way. And let's just, for example, if we go into the module 1 overview, there's no video there yet, but there probably will be. And you'll notice at the bottom there's this nice little navigation. So after you read the overview, you can click the next, and it will take you here to the first assignment, for example, and there's going to be instructions for you to follow. Often there will be some kind of a tutorial from me about how to use the tools in the module. And then when you're all done, you'll submit it either through Canvas, or some of the assignments are submitted on other formats, but you will see that will be clear in the instructions, I hope. And if you have questions, I know that you'll reach out to me. Finally, let's go back to the home page, or what I like to call the hub, and we're going to check that one out. So when you first enter the course, you open it up from your dashboard. It's going to come always to this page, the page I call the hub. Why do I call it the hub? Because this is where we can communicate with each other and kind of see what's happening. So in addition to all this basic information, you'll find all the recent announcements are going to be down here in this announcements section. It should just continue to populate with all the announcements. And we have this discussion board. I want to pay particular attention to the discussion board down here. So this discussion board is for general questions, concerns, and solutions. So if you've got a question about an assignment, put it on the discussion board. You can also just email me privately. That's just fine. But I recommend putting it out to the whole community and see what answers and solutions other people come up with. Let's help each other out. Let's be a true community of inquiry. So offer your solutions, read other people's questions, and let's communicate with each other on this discussion board. Finally, I want to point you to a very important tool here, which is, let's go into Student View, which is this to-do list right here. This is an amazing tool to help keep you organized. It has all of the assignments that are coming up in chronological order. So you'll notice that the first assignment coming up is Introduce Yourself to the Community. You could click on it right here. It'll take you to the assignment. You'll notice that all three of these assignments for Module 1, Introduce Yourself to the Community, the Connection, Reflection, Action, and Chapter 1 Study Guide, they're all due on August 25th. For the rest of the semester, for all the other modules, even though I've set it up so that work is due at the end of the module, I have these suggested completion dates. They are just suggestions of how you can spread the work out so you don't get stuck at the end of the module having to do everything all at once. So you can follow the suggested completion dates, and you'll notice that here is an example of an actual completion date. It doesn't say suggestion. This is when it's due. It's got the point value, and the suggested dates don't have any point value. They say suggested completion. That's to help you out, to help keep you organized. I put those in there so that these reminders would come up in your to-do list. So keep your eyes on that to-do list. Finally, I want to point out one more thing that I left out in the previous part of the overview, and that's going to be in the modules. I'm going to make this feature linkable, more links to it so you can find it more easily, but these are the engagement, peer review, and commenting guidelines. Really important to read these out. These are a lot to do with how we engage with each other as a community. They also are going to give you some specific guidelines for different kinds when you're responding to the connection, reflection, action. It's a different kind of content than when you're responding to the templates or the synthesis project. So some specific handholds here for what to do with those responses as we engage with each other. That concludes our overview of the course. So thank you for being here. I hope you have a great semester with this class. Reach out to me, communicate with your fellow students. Let's get through all of this together, help each other out. We are going to be a great online community working together to discover dramatic literature and script analysis.